I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. But if you watched last night's video, it could be Chase the Yogurt. How you guys doing this morning? Hello, Brock Bandy, Krista Melinda, Icy Jen, Dizzy. Boy, oh boy, Dizzy. Appreciate you guys being here. If you could give me a 5x5 and tell me if I'm clear sounding, that would be terrific. And what the picture looks like. I know what I look like, but hopefully it's clear. The weather's weird today. The fog is unbelievable. Barbara, good morning. Barella with a 5x5. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Here's Aaron DiGiorno. Good to see you. Let's hit the like if you guys don't mind. Marv Wheeler, good to see you. Thank you for the clear picture. That's awesome. Captain Capsaicin. Good morning, Johnny and folks. Terrific. I'm glad you guys are here. So, boy, everything's sort of, I want to work really hard on getting my tolerance back. You know, when I started, I kind of had a real high tolerance when I started the channel. So people didn't watch the process of me getting there. Wes, good morning. Cindy G. Wiegand Keegan, good morning. All right, so I'm gonna, you guys are gonna get a chance to see me build my tolerance up. And judging from the fun we had last night, I think everybody's gonna have a good time with that. If you didn't see it, boy, it was a funny video, funny time. Rocket Queen, good morning. Hola, mi hermano. Good to see you, Tommy. All right, Arwa, good morning. All right, so you know, I'm gonna be eating more peppers. Kathy, good to see you. Marv Wheeler, Matt Hatter is a pepper that I just grew this year, and oh my, is it delicious? No heat, just tastes like a fresh peach. Sign me up. That sounds incredible. Robert Pop Springs, good morning. Hello, Mr. Johnny. It's very, very nice to see you. Tommy accidentally deleted a comment. I don't know what comment he deleted. Hey, Tommy. There's a parade happening. Come out here and check this out. I think there's a parade happening. I feel like I hear a marching band. I'll send Tommy out on the balcony and see what he can see. I think I hear a marching band or something. Terry McMullen, formerly DJ Daddy-O. So good to see you. I think there's some sort of I hear drums. Unless I'm hearing things. I'm going to find out what this is. I know I'm not wrong. There's got to be. Galaxy, did I recover from last night? Yeah, you know what? I did. I didn't have any cramps. It burned a little bit, but I didn't have any calf cramps. But boy, sauce is ridiculous. Is it a parade? It's a very tough day for a parade.
They're getting wet.
Yeah, listen, it's almost always sunny here, but today it's raining. It's crazy. Marv asked, how are people there? Are they nice for the most part? They're nice all across the board. I've not seen a grumpy person. I've not heard a bad word. It's insane how kind everybody is. Every time you walk by somebody, they say hello. And when you leave, they say, go with God. It's pretty amazing. Lisa, hi, Johnny and friends. Here smiling. 2-hour massage today to help with the stress. You know what? That's a great thing. It's good to hear that. It's awesome. I like to hear that. All right. So we're going to eat a lot more peppers, and you're going to see about life in Ecuador. And I think Tommy may have heard from Tommy. Hi, Keith Kingman. We're going to be going out to the recovery center twice a week instead of once a week, which is great. You know, let me tell you something funny. Yesterday I was leaving. I had to go to the store to pick up some stuff. I got some clove oil for Tommy. His tooth was hurting, so I did some shopping. And I was out. I walked out the front, headed down to Malecon a little bit. Excuse me. Archie's mom, good to see you. I took a left and went to 2nd Street, which isn't really 2nd Street, but they call it 2nd Street. In fact, I don't know what the name of it is, but everybody calls it 2nd Street. Cindy, whoops, hit the wrong one. Still going with Cindy. Go with God is common by there. You know what? It's just over 90% of the population are believers. So they're just a very, very kind, sweet people. So, but anyway, I was headed down to 2nd Street and I was waiting for a cab. Now, to pick up a cab here, you'll never find an easier place to hail a cab in life than right here. I don't think yesterday was the longest I've ever waited. And it was probably, and I didn't get a cab. Wait till you hear it. I was walking around. They come, if they sail by you, it's because they have a fare already. There's somebody in their car. If they don't, all you can do is kind of wave. You don't even need to wave. They beep your horn. You turn your head. They pull over and stop. It's unbelievable. So you guys probably can't hear the drums, can you? It's amazing. Anyway, I'm standing there waiting for a cab, and there, no cabs. And I see this white SUV, and it flashes its light at me. It's pulling over like it's a cab. And I don't know anybody. I don't know. I know some people here, but I don't know their vehicles really. And it's Gary and his wife Nora, the pastors of the church we go to, and the person that's key in the recovery center. And he pulled over. He's like, Johnny, how you doing? Good to see you. They said, get in. I said, well, listen, I don't want you to give me a ride. I got this. I'm going to the Supermax. He goes, we're going to the Supermax. I said, are you serious? He said, yeah. So as we're going, I said, what are you getting? What are you picking up today? He goes, we're getting a coffee maker. We've gone through 2 coffee. We didn't go through. We're on our 2nd coffee maker here. And we've been in this place just over a month. I said, there's 2 that you're going to see. It's all the way down on the right. You're going to see one for $34. Don't get that. There's one for $36. Get that one. It's a better one. But it was funny. Getting to know people, which is pretty terrific. Let me see. I got a few comments and we're going to get started. Yeah, some interesting things to tell you about. You may not find it interesting. I hope you do. Keith, big exciting day today. Going camping for a week. I need peace and relaxation. Boy, you know what? Camping for me, I'm not a guy that goes. You know what's roughing it for me? No room service. That's roughing it for me. More power to you, dude. I pray you have a good time. Mark, good morning, dude. The sauce last night had to have extract. No, it doesn't, man. My tolerance is on the floor. You have a tolerance 10 times higher than mine right now. There's no extract in that sauce. I don't have a tolerance right now. True story. Kristen, really? Regular drip coffee makers? They keep breaking. Here's what Gary said to me. He goes, a lot of stuff here is amazing. Their electronics, not so much. And that's what happened. It just died on us after. I bet we didn't put 10 pots of coffee through the first one and it died. It's pretty fun. So, but let's see here. Whoops. That's wonderful here. Getting to know. Yeah, it is. It's fun getting to know people for sure. Keith says, camping in Mass. The campground is called Canoe River. Man, yeah, I'm just not a sleep in a tent in the woods kind of guy. Or that's, I've only been camping a few times. Let me tell you, the first time I was camping, I was a Cub Scout. I don't know if it was a Weeblo or a Cub Scout, but we went camping and we were in a lean-to, right? And it's pouring. This is in Vermont. It's pouring. One of the den mother, we had a den mother. The person that was in charge was a woman, and her 3 sons were in scouting. And one of them cut a finger off chopping kindling. Kid you not. We had to find the finger, take him put it in milk and take him to wasn't a good night. So that was the last time I went sailing. I'm reading as I'm talking. The last time I went camping. Going sailing with my son this afternoon. That's awesome. See, that I can get behind. I love sailing. Tommy and I have done a lot of that. No, not in a tent. We got a cabin. See, is that camping? I'm not busting your chops. I'm kidding, Keith. That's camp. That's the way I see. If I'm going to go camping, I'll go camping with you. That would be a fun camping trip. A cabin. See, I think of camping. I think of like sleeping in a tent. Anyway, I got some interesting stuff to tell you about. So I found some interesting statistics. Do you know? I want to make sure the numbers are right. Do you know about 45% of all pregnancies globally are unplanned? I don't even know. I never bother to say, hey, was I on purpose? I don't know. You guys ever ask that? I don't know. They didn't tell me and I never asked. So really the takeaway really is, millions of people enter the world by accident every year. So whether, whether you're planned or not, it doesn't mean you have to live your life like it's an accident. You can, your life can be planned. And that's what we're going to talk about real quick. I'm not going to be on really long. I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm going to let you guys go live on purpose. That's what we're going to do. Look at that. She's Kristen. There are different degrees of camping. Indeed. And I was like, in the lean-to in Vermont when it's raining, it's roughing it. Can you tell me if you can hear the drums? Can anybody hear that? No? They're right there. Interesting. Can anybody hear the drums? They're loud enough that it's kind of a distraction for me. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Kristen can. Cindy can. They're right there. Interesting. All right, so let's talk briefly. I'm just going to talk about 4 different things we can do to live on purpose, because I'll tell you something. I think glamping, right? I think most people, some people can hear the drums. If I open that door, you could hear. No, I'm not going to go away from it. That would be bad form. It's a participant sport, life. I think most people see it. It's a spectator sport for most people, whether they realize it or not. I think most people loaf through life. I mean, hi, Barbara. I think most people loaf through life with their switches down, and they think life happens to them. I happen to life. And I think we all need to happen to life instead of let life happen to us. Wow. It's loud. It's crazy. Like way for me. All right. So how do you live on purpose? Right? That's the question. I've made some notes. Katie's right behind me going, wow. You know why? Because it was coming from there this way, and now it's right there, so the camera's picking it up. Got a good beat, tough to dance to. I'll give it a 7. Anybody? Nobody's old enough to get that reference. It's a good one, though. All right, so flip your switch. See, now they're getting a rhythm here. Katie, it's okay, sweetheart. Those are drums. You should know that by now. There's been like 3 or 4 parades since we've been here. I'm just going to enjoy the rhythm for a second. All right, so flip your switch. Be deliberate, all right? But be deliberate every day, which is a hard thing to do, because if you've been somebody who's been living with your switch down, you may not even know it. You know what I mean? I think most people don't realize it. Don't coast through life on default mode. You know what I mean? I think that purpose in life decides when you show up with intention. If you show up with intention, that's purpose. And that's when the opposite of walking through life with your switch down. Man, there's horns. Oh, man. Look at that. Cindy's dancing in her seat. Put some strobes light. We're at Club Salinas, right? All right, so get focused. You get focused. Set your mental thermostat, right? You control the temperature, right? So live on purpose. That's where it starts. When you show up with intention, that's the birth of purpose. I think, anyway, this is just for me, all right? I may be wrong, but this is for me. Leifenar, very good to see you. I have a marching band set up for this morning, just for this. I don't even know what it's for. What a bummer of a day to have a parade. Number one, it's 9 o'clock, 9:13 in the morning here, and it's raining. It may not be raining right now, but it's been raining, and it doesn't ever really rain here. But it is so foggy, the visibility is brutal. They're singing, too. Flaming Koala. Very good to see you. All right, so, life is not a spectator sport. As I've said, play the game. Get involved. Way too many people are sitting in the stands watching it, right? Here's the deal. It's a weird thing to say from a YouTuber. Your life isn't YouTube. Your life isn't Netflix, right? But that's where we exist. That's where we kind of live. Take a risk, sweat a little bit, fail, but fail forward. The only failure that ever is truly a failure is the one you don't ever learn from, I think. Listen, there are plenty of failures I've had that I didn't learn from. You know how I know? I kept making the same mistakes over and over again. You ever hear, what is it? Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different end result. I think I have a better, if I can say this, I have a better definition of being crazy or insanity. It's picking a game plan that sucks and sticking with it. And if you're just watching things happen on you, I hate to say it, but that game plan sucks, because what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself like me, 59, and going, what in the world happened? A whole lot of my life, I've done some really cool things, but a whole lot of my life, my switch was down. It's the truth. Great one right there. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But if you fail forward, right? Fail forward. Learn something from it. And then apply what you've learned as you move forward to make sure that if the likelihood of failure is less. But whatever you don't fail backwards. Don't fail and not learn from it. I mean, I've done that way too many times. Purpose is found in action, not in observation. I believe that. I really do believe that. Purpose is, man, it is. It's found in action, not in observation. This is an interesting one. Don't drift. All right. I want you to steer. Don't drift, steer. If you don't steer, you go wherever the current takes you. Purposeful living means you choose your direction before the day chooses it for you. Because I swear to you, if you don't choose your direction, by noon, the day has chosen your direction for you. I swear it's the truth. You know what's funny? Look at that. Captain Capsaicin says failure is growing. Can I tell you how truthy that is? I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I don't learn Spanish when I say things I know. I don't learn Spanish when I say, hola, mi amigo. I'm not learning. When I take a risk and say something wrong, that's when I'm learning. It's true. Flame and Koala says, we all do that, bro. The funniest thing about it is you think to yourself, what went wrong? Learn what went wrong. And then as you move forward, apply that knowledge, right? Man, it's profound. Thank you. Journal. Tommy's doing a series on journaling. Journal. You said something this morning that's so great. We all get stuck journaling. Have you ever been stuck journaling? You try to journal, you're like, you don't know what to journal about? Ask yourself questions. Where are you? What are you doing? Think about things from the past, and things will burst out of that, like the first time you ever fell in love, right? Journal about that. You'll learn a lot, for real. Marv says, look at that, because we deal with it over and over again until we learn it. The people that are making the same mistakes over and over again, expecting a different end result, it's literally because they're not taking knowledge from the fail. It's the truth. You'll never learn anything if you don't fail. And I have failed. Oh, my God. I should do a series on the failures of my life. I have failed. When you do fail, make a correction in your course, adjust your course. Do you have goals? Do you guys ever set goals? Because here's the thing. A lot of times we have goals, we speak them. And speaking them, if you speak a goal, it's just an idea. It's just a thought. True. It's not a goal. If you're just talking about it, it's not a goal. Even if it's planned out in your head and you're just talking about it, it's not a goal. You know when it becomes a goal? Anybody? Bueller? It becomes a goal when you write it down. Something tangible happens when you put pen to paper. I swear it's the truth. Johnny. Sounds like Johnny Cash, the Ring of Fire they were playing. I had the Ring of Fire last night. I really didn't. My stomach burned a little bit, but man, oh man. If you have goals, write them down, please. And you know what? If you fail, here's the thing. If you're journaling, when you fail, you'll write down about your failures. And in that, you'll find solutions. I promise you. But if you don't, journaling is such an important thing. Like, I don't sleep a lot. I didn't sleep last night very much. And I go to bed, sometimes at 1 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock, and I get up around 4:30 or 5. And I swear to you, if you think I'm fooling, I get up at 4:30 or 5 every day. Once in a while, I'll sleep till like 6, 6:30. And once, since I've been here, I slept till 7. Once. I couldn't believe it. And you know what? When I slept till 7 that day, I kid you not, I felt like I wasted a lot of the day, even though it was only 7 o'clock. I titled the journal Pepper's Pain Progression. Can I tell you where I learned? Can I tell you where I learned? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Keith Kingman says, I still journal, no joke. Can I tell you something? I'm sure there might be some successful people that don't journal, right? I don't know. But everybody that I know is successful, that I know that's successful, every one of them journals, because I asked them. If you know somebody successful in your life that's killing it, that's sticking 3-pointers all day long, ask them if they journal. You're going to find out that they do. Journal. If you're not journaling, it's such a mistake. It's such a mistake. And I fought Tommy for years. I lied to him. He was in prison. Are you journaling? I'm like, no. I mean, I told him I was. He was like, no, you're not. He knew I was lying. I can't lie to him. Even over the phone, he knows when I'm giving him a line. Kristen says, every major goal I had accomplished involved a lot of writing things down. I knew that, but only realized how true it is. Only just realized it. It's true. So many times in the morning, I'll go to see Tommy. We get up at the same time. We don't have an alarm. It's the funny thing. I haven't set an alarm since I've been here. I had an alarm every day in Tucson. I don't have an alarm here, but we get up. And so many times I've gone, I don't hear Tommy yet. I go look, and he's journaling. I get away from him. It's an important time. But journal. Leifinar is saying, I'm eating some fire calabecitas and maize right now for breakfast and listening to some great wisdom. You know what? I'm not sure how much wisdom there is in it. It's just the truth. I hate to say my truth because I don't believe in my truth here. I hate when people say that. There's the truth and then there's not the truth. But that's the truth. It really is. Life is what happens when we're busy making plans. You know who I heard was credited for saying that? I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to Google this after we're done. I heard that David Lee Roth, hey, knock it off, cat. I love you, but don't do that. It's my cat destroying a couch. What do I think of red gum and hickory smoked yellow 7-pot and red primatali and a barbecue relish? What do I think about it? I think I haven't had it, but I think I want it. Sounds delicious. Hi, John. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day today. Let me get back to what I was saying. All right, so journal. Reflect on read your journal. I'll tell you, if you're journaling, but you're not reading it, you're only doing half the. I mean, you're not benefiting the most. You benefit from writing it down, but I swear to you, the real payoff comes from reading what you've written. And you know what, I would wait and read it like a week later. Tommy's gotten me in the habit of reading it the day I've journaled. I journal in the morning now, and at night, before I journal at night, I read what I journaled in the morning because it affects what I journal at night. Man, I'll tell you what, he's younger than me, but he's so much smarter than I am. It's ridiculous. It really is. Hi, Triggy. Good to see you. Oops. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all having a good. I'm having a great weekend. Even in school, you break down parts of large projects, don't you? Yep. I taught that long ago, breaking down the parts to complete the task. How do you eat an elephant? We all know that, right? We've heard it. One bite at a time. Captain Caps. I keep hitting the wrong. I'm going to start hitting above the one I want. But Christian says, hey, Triggy. Captain Capsaicin says, we're all just navigating through life together. You, John. Yes, you are. Love when we get together for life advice. And you know what? I'm telling you something. You guys probably have better life advice than I do. I'm just the clown with a microphone and a camera in front of me. This is a great one. Archie's mom, if I wrote a book on all my fails, I'd be writing it for a long time. Here's the thing. If you journal, you're kind of doing it one bite at a time. But I'll tell you, you are an inspiration. You really are. It's no joke. Tommy and I talk about you sometimes. I don't know if your ears burn. You're amazing. Keep being amazing, though. Keep being amazing. All right. The last one is, this is really cool. DJ K Solo. Morning from New York. That's where I was born. You guys know that? I was born in New York. All right. The last one that I wrote down, there's probably 100 different things you could write down about living life on purpose. I only did 4, but this is the one that I'm finishing with. Serve a mission bigger than yourself. When you become part of something bigger than yourself, there's power in that. Purpose expands when you stop making it about you. And this has been a pretty interesting week about that, because I'm going to finish this and I'll tell you, use your gifts to serve others. Servitude. Boy, I tell you what, do something for somebody else with no expectation of a payback. Like, don't even look for it. Just do something for somebody else. You don't even need to know them. In fact, sometimes if you do something for somebody you don't even know, it's even better. Use your gift to serve others. That's where lasting meaning is created, I think, when your life impacts somebody else. So let's talk about like the last one, being a part of a mission, something bigger than you. And I said I'm like a broken record. Some people go, what do you say? Broken record? What does that mean? I'm old. That's what that means. But I say this a lot. Tommy and I got here, and I wasn't getting here with the idea of retiring. I'm not a guy that's going to retire. Just not. And neither is Tommy. We'll be doing this till the day I close blink for the last time. I promise you. But I came here with Tommy with the idea that we're going to look out the window and look at the waves and look at the ocean, and not retire, but kind of adjust our tempo. We were going to wind down a little bit, continue, obviously, because we're not the retiring type. But the idea was that we were going to kind of slow the pace down, and, that's what was the goal. I'm still going to eat peppers, but I was going to do a lot of Ecuadorian stuff. And then Tommy, if you heard the story, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell it again. I was with Tommy and with our realtor. And Tommy, 1,000 times I've heard Tommy say, I'm in recovery. I've said it too. But I've never, one time, I've heard Tommy blurt out, I'm a recovering heroin addict. Once. Right before we're signing the paperwork for this place. And the realtor, I'm looking at her to see what she's going to do. And her eyes got as big as marbles. Big marbles. Golf balls. Better announce it. Golf balls. Her eyes got huge, and she said, I need you. Heard ya. Very good to see you, heard you. She said, I need you. I'm like, how does she need us? And she goes on to tell us that she's involved with a recovery program with Gary, the pastor of our church, the one that picked me up on the Malachi or on 2nd Street yesterday. Amazing how things work. But she said there's 30 guys, 30 men in a recovery center that I'm a part of. And do you think you'd be willing to help? Tommy and I, we fought. We didn't even let her finish her sentence. Well, yes, we'll help you. I'm like, I'm a recovering junkie too. I'm sorry if that offends you, but that's what I am. Anyway, we said, and we didn't even know. And it was just amazing. It was a God thing. I'm telling you. We didn't know what they were addicted to. We didn't know there was a recovery program. No idea. She said there are 30 men in a recovery center that are addicted to heroin. Tommy, this morning, I know that some people are going to live their life sober. That is the coolest thing in the world. But some people are going to help others beat that because it sucks. It's the worst life in the world. And we didn't know that at the time, but we're going to help. And we went out there. I'll tell you what, I did this just the other day, but I'm going to show you just a couple real quick. You want to see where it is? This is the recovery center. This is where, if you didn't see the video a couple days ago, one of the most amazing moment I've ever experienced as a human being was right there, right in the center of that picture, just to the right of the television set, on the floor, on the ground. A young man who lost his brother just days earlier. He was in day 4 of kicking dope. And I will tell you, day 4 sucks. It sucks if everything in your home life is good, but if you don't have a home life and the only one you got left died, I can't fathom that. This guy was groaning like you can't imagine. I've never heard a human being make that noise. It was so unnerving. I went over to kind of just to give him some comfort. And as we're 2 feet away, he barfs on the ground and didn't want us to get near him because he was dirty. And he just barfed on the ground. Tommy got down and just hugged the guy and then lifted him up. And this guy grabbed Tommy. I've never seen anything like it ever in my life. He held on to him like this. The grip he put on Tommy was unbelievable and held him for 5 minutes. I wish I had timed it, but I didn't want to look at my watch. It may have been more than it was unbelievable. We had a translator there. We talked to him. It's funny when he was groaning. We didn't know what was going on. Tommy was that's 3 or 4. I knew what he meant. I know what he means when he says it. I know what he means before he says it. Usually, I'm not fooling you. If you knew how many times, it always happens. But since we've been here, I finish his thoughts like so many times, and we get mad at each other because he steals something from me. I'm like, oh, I was about to say that, you fool. I do it to him constantly, and I knew what he meant. Gary, the pastor, goes, what do you mean 3 or 4? He's kicking day 3 or day 4, and it was day 4. And day 4, day 5, it's out of your system. I mean, it still sucks. Your mind starts beating you up. You can't sleep, but the physical pull is gone, and that was day 4. And we told him, hey, it gets better. It's going to get better. It was amazing, but that's anyway, bigger purpose. We thought we were coming here just to kind of look at the waves and have fun. And then when she said there's a recovery center, I was like, we came home. I'm like, maybe this is the reason we're here, right? Then we went out to the recovery center. I'm doing this without crying. You know how cool that is? I bawled like a baby the last time I talked about this. But when we're at the recovery center, it was no longer, hey, maybe this is why we're here. It's like, holy crap, this is why we're here. This is our purpose. This is our calling. It was heavy duty, but I'm a part of something so much bigger than me. I don't matter now. All that matters to these guys. They don't speak English. I don't speak Spanish. But I tell you what, I'm learning. I'm not going to teach them English. I'm going to learn Spanish. But we're going to help them, and I'm a part of something huge. That's really, really important. You know why? When somebody gets, first of all, every sober person is a flipping miracle. Every one of them. All of them. And when someone gets sober, it has a ripple effect on those around them. It does. And some of those guys, I can't even think about it. Statistically, you think every one of those, there's 32 guys now. Do you think every one of those 32 guys are going to beat it, are going to win, are going to beat it? Statistically, they're not. And that's a gut-wrenching thing when you're looking at them. Gut-wrenching. It sucks. Do you think Tommy and I are going to, we're 32 of them are going to get well. I'm going to try my hardest. The Spanish language really draws you in. Boy, it really does. It really does. It's a beautiful language. I took it in high school with Vincent Gatto. He's dead now, so I can talk about it. I almost beat the bark off him in class. Actually, right after class. And Jim Pisani, who's also dead now. I can say their names. I had my hand back. I was going to knock his teeth out. I didn't know he was behind me. He grabbed my arm. He goes, go to the office now. And he was this big. He saved me. I don't know what would happen to me if he wasn't there. I would have beat the cheese out of him. I'm glad I didn't. Cindy, even in school, you break. You did that one. I did that one already. Sorry. Here we go. Well, a prototype jar should go your way. Davidson's black plum with black plums and heirloom and truss tomatoes. Say that because that's how they say it in Australia. With dark sugar, garlic, and some are crazy yum stuff. Shoot you an email when it's made. Listen, I would love that. I really would. Journaling was the best thing I ever did. Thank you, Tommy. Would never have learned that without the boat. Yeah, the love boat is special. I steal so much. I steal so much from Tommy that I use here. He's stolen stuff from me before, though. YouTube posts way too much to be retired. I know a guy with 100,000 views, and he said it's all he does. I'll tell you what, you know how many views this channel has had? I'll tell you right now. You guys won't believe it if I tell you. I'll tell you exactly how many views. Now, granted, I've been doing this a long time, right? But views, and then we'll go lifetime. I'm going to show you. Check this out. I just clicked this right now. $31,449,270 views. 31 million views. You know how hard that is? I can't wrap my head around a million. I can't. I remember when he hit 1 million views, I was like, my God, 1 million times people clicked that button. Now 31 million. Mind-boggling. Triggy says, you live and learn from mistakes from the past. You really do. Some do. I'm telling you, for a long time, I didn't. I'm in that learn mode. I've been in that learn mode for a while. I have. But I'm telling you, the reason I'm doing this is that so many people don't. So many people, like the thumbnail, you're switching up or down. Most people are on default mode. They go through life watching stuff happen. thinking that life happens to them. Life is just something that happens to you. Man, you need to happen to life. I mean it. You need to. It's a human, you know. You bet it's a human. Every one of them. And when we found out he doesn't have any brothers, he lost his only brother. It was his only brother. He's got 2 new ones now. We can't talk together. But boy, we're going to help him. We're going to, by the time, listen, we're going to be able to talk to him because we're not stopping, you know. Tommy got a lifeline when he got that realtor. Boy, yeah, we're pretty excited. We knew who she was before we got here. That's the crazy part. I'm impressed. Learning and teaching is awesome. I'm glad you listened when you were called. Boy, me too. Well, you know what? There was no way we could have walked away from that. That was just, you know, that was way too big. What were we going to say? No, I'm not going to help you. Especially after he said I'm a heroin junkie. And I said, me too. What are you going to do? We had to help him. But I'm telling you something. I told you my goal. It's not like an ego goal, but I swear to you, like 30 years from now, I want people to say, these 2 bald dudes, gringos from America came here. Boy, things started to happen. Now, it's not me that any of this stuff is happening, and it's not Tommy. I think it's like a bigger power. You know, we have a crappy resume. If you look at the things that have happened, the things that we did, I was a criminal for a long, long time and did some terrible things, you know? And I'm telling you, we've figured out a way to make that our resume. It was a horrible thing, but we figured out a way to make that credibility. Like nobody's more equipped to help them than Tommy is and than I am. More so Tommy than me. There's the replay. If you guys want to see the visit, I put a lot more pictures up. It was pretty incredible. It was an unbelievable experience. It was amazing. Triggy, you will listen. I'm talking about it today without crying. It's only been because it's a couple days, you know. Billions, but you are famous. I'm not famous. No joke. Yeah, you know, I'm not. Here's the thing. If I start saying I'm famous, stop watching me, please. If you ever hear me say that, stop watching me. Write me an email telling me how much I suck. If you ever hear me say that, please. Honestly, living with purpose gives life meaning. Boy, it really does. Honest to God. Intention. Show up with intention. And that is where purpose is born. If you don't, purpose may never happen. And that's, can you imagine living your whole life dying without purpose ever taking place? Golly. I found Johnny because of wonderful mods talking to me into checking his channel from Tommy's channel. Didn't know Johnny. He's Tommy's brother to me. For a lot of people, that's what I am. But for a lot of people on my channel, Tommy's Johnny's brother. It works. It's good. John says, it's awesome what you've done and doing now. Listen, can I tell you something? And I love peppers. I'm always going to eat peppers. I really am. I love peppers. But this is the truth of it. This is so much more important than peppers. In the grand scheme of things, what do peppers matter? Like in the big picture. Like I don't want to go meet my maker one day and say, hey, you got a lot of people eating peppers. Good job. That's not how I want to meet my maker. I want him to say, peppers got you to Salinas. God will only use the willing. You and Tommy are willing to help those people, and we're proud of you guys. Thank you. You know, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy to be doing it. You know, it makes everything. You know what? It makes everything make sense. Going to that recovery center, you ever look through a lens on a camera and everything's foggy and you can't see, it's out blurred, and then you do this, and all of a sudden, like, holy crap, look what I'm looking at, and everything's sharp. That's what happened at the recovery center that day. I mean, just like that. I was like, wow. You didn't look like you liked it last night. If you guys didn't see last night, I got to tell you something. We were talking about it too. We were talking about, you ever see roasts on TV? Like a roast? I saw like Pamela Anderson roasted. It's like they were saying things over like, oh my God, the way they're talking to her. Roasts are horrible. If you ever see like roasts on TV, they're horrible. It's done in love, whatever. That's horrible. And I've said it time before, I never want to be roasted. It's the worst thing in the world to be roasted. I got roasted last night. They're both wonderful. You're very sweet. Thank you. You know what? Last night something happened. I'm okay with you guys calling me a legend now. Because last night I ate some of this. And It just about stopped my heart. It was the most unbelievable experience, but something happened after I ate that. It killed me. I drank a gallon of yogurt. I'm not fooling. I drank a gallon, not a whole gallon. There's probably this much, but I drank the majority of a gallon of yogurt. And what happened was the roast started. There's a replay if you want to laugh. Listen, I've never laughed harder in a video in my life. I burned College Boy. I burned a lot of people and laughed. Tommy, I burned him. We did the stroming. My God, I've had some fun laughing. But last night was the funniest thing I've ever seen. The comments were Dizzy Dragon and Kellyanne and Brock. Everybody took their shot. It was the funniest thing I've ever gone through. Like in my life, I laughed my skull off, but I realized I'm okay with you calling me a legend because having done that last night, it made me realize what I have done. Sorry, but that's some pretty epic stuff. The stuff that I've done, like I ate 10 Carolina Reapers during a skydive. What? I couldn't eat a ghost pepper today. Now I'm gonna get back to there. And I'm going to let you guys watch. You guys, when I came on this scene, I already had a pretty spooky tolerance. I really did. But you guys didn't see how I got there. And now I'm going to do it again, and you're going to get a chance to see how I got there. If last night was any indication of what the rest of it's going to be, you guys are going to have fun. They were hilarious roasts. Oh, thank you. It was so much fun. I bet I lost a couple pounds laughing. You seem to be enjoying the roast. I did. I had so much fun. It really was funny. That's the way a roast is supposed to be, not mean-spirited. That's a girl with a sweet spirit. Thank you, Kristen. Roasts are the most crude, invasive of all. Yeah, I hate it. It's the worst. I don't understand. Yeah. Here's the problem. If you roast me like that, if I had that kind of a roast, last night's roast was hilarious. It was fun. It was not mean-spirited. Was that sauce worth 2 or 3? That was a 3-braid sauce, no doubt. But I will tell you something. If I ever had a roast like the roast where they're mean, I'm going to end up going to jail because someone's going to say the wrong thing to me. And I'm going to beat them. Backfire. But there's no guns here. That was a backfire. But I'm telling you something. Last night was so much fun. John ate yogurt. I think ever in my life it was ever possible. If you listen, truthfully, you have to look at the comments. You don't have to watch the video, but scroll through and read the comments, not from the ones below, but during the stream. I swear to you, I've never laughed harder. If you didn't see the video, I laughed so hard I had tears in my eyes. I'm not even kidding you. It was hilarious. It was so much fun. Now, I don't want every video to be a roast. Until my tolerance gets back, that's fair. Thank you, Rocket Queen, for saying that. You're very sweet for saying that. And that's Harris, in your thumbnail from Barney Miller. Great show. Watched it when I was a kid with my dad. My dad loved that show. Quite the endorsement for Olay sauce, right? And you know what? You, Kristen, had some very, very funny things that you said last night. Thank you for that. Cindy says, oh, man, I could just imagine Tommy's joy after knowing you're okay. Although the first time I heard you were holding a 4-year-old. You know what he says? He wasn't 4 when I held him down. He says that. But there's no proof, number one. I think he was probably more like 6 or 7. I didn't hold him down. I might have held him down. But it was just it wasn't a hobby. It was a pepperoncini. How about it? And you know what? Tommy had a ball last night. He laughed his head off. He came coming over. It was a joy seeing you laugh that hard. I can't remember. Honest to God, I can't remember the last time I laughed that hard for that long. I mean, it was like I didn't eat the stuff until the half hour. So like I think I started at like 8 o'clock. I think I started at like 8 o'clock. I don't remember. And I didn't eat the sauce until 8:32. Actually, I think I stalled a lot because I knew it was going to hurt me. But I swear to you, I have never laughed harder. I laughed for 25 minutes straight. I'm not even joking. It was a joy seeing you laugh that hard. Boy, it was so much fun. Heard you. I kid you not. And there it is. Was it on video? Nope. Didn't happen. That was my mantra. Is it on video? You see me do that on video? I didn't do it then. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm offended you brought it up. That was my but last night was so much fun. Brotherly love, no doubt. more laugh lines for all of us created last night. Yeah, right. The stalling was worth it. Oh man, I was scared. I knew it was going to hurt because I know my tolerance is gone. But oh my god, it was so much fun. Anyway, listen, I kept you people away. Go live on purpose, please. Seriously, go live on purpose. Journal, fail, but fail forward. Be a part of something bigger. It's a beautiful thing. And I don't mean this. This isn't bigger. I mean, you're all a part of this, which is fantastic, but help somebody. Help somebody. You and Tommy must have been bouncing yahoos when you were kids. Yeah, we were brutal. My poor mom and dad, like, we were rough on them. Oh, Rocket Queen! If you didn't see it, you're gonna pee yourself laughing. It is, honest to God, it was the funniest. I've never had more fun, and it's almost sad because I doubt I'll ever laugh that hard in a video again. I can't ever see that happening. But man, oh man, was that a good time! All right, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Live on purpose. Fail forward. Be a part of something bigger. See you guys tonight. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was, what was it? I wonder if it was Chase the Yogurt. God, the funny comments. This is Chase the Heat, South America.